Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Tiff. How are you?
And let's not ignore Juan Soto here. I mean, Brian, youth. Everybody knows who Brian is. Brian decided to third wheel it today. He didn't leave when he sat down. So we're stuck with him. So, you're all right, bud. All right. Well, while he's doing that and messing up our show, we're going to say hi to Dave and Dave at Game 7 and, Prime Sports where Jenny got her glove the other day.
That's right.
Because, very happy. I'm so glad that you visited
Tell us about
store.
your shopping experience.
It was great. Actually, they listen how cool they were.
I didn't point to you and you're speaking.
Go ahead. This was so cool. So they went and they had a huge shipment that had come in, but they go so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And Jace is a lefty.
Ooh.
So they only had the one that he really liked. Listen how nice they were. There was one left.
Oh my gosh.
And they realized that they had a gift card at home that they didn't have with them, and they held it for them so that they could drive home and grab the gift card they had. And then they held it for them. They went back, and then they did get it. So I thought that was super cool. We appreciate you guys at Prime Sports for doing that. That was super nice. He was so happy. He loves it. He was oiling it and getting it, gonna put it under the mattress last night. So yes, it was easy.
Jason's all ready for spring.
It was awesome, and we appreciated them doing that. So
that's awesome, Jenny.
It was
that.
smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing.
Dig that stuff. There you go. That's why you shop local.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I agree.
Right?
That's
I
right.
agree. Give them the business. So I have kind of like a little, I like this to ask this question to Brian and Jenny. I'll go with Jenny first because I think I know Brian's answer. But Jenny, I was watching on one of the shows, Brian, and I can't remember which one, on Youth Baseball Midwest, about bunting. And I did not know bunting was such a controversial topic. And I guess some people believe in it, some people don't. And I'd like to know your take on it, Jenny.
I absolutely believe there is a place and time that you should do it.
Mm-hmm,
I think there are times that it is a situation that it is going to be beneficial and you have to use it. I don't think it's every single time, but there are game situations that it is going to be beneficial. You have to move somebody over and you use it and you do it. The key is making sure that those players can actually execute the bunt correctly.
Put it down. That's a really good point. What do you think, Brian? You like it, don't you?
Kiss the guns, grip and rip, baby. That's what I say.
You're opposite?
I just did that for you. I just thought that was funny.
Lauren is so embarrassed. Lauren, I cannot believe this is your dad.
You gotta just flip the bat, kiss the guns, and hit bombs. That's all.
Jenny and I don't like bat flipping. I would export all. Wait, is that? I would get everybody out of the. If you bat flipped, you need to go to a different country.
No, I mean,
you like hunting, right?
I think it's what Jenny said.
Very good.
It coaches. If you're playing in the GAC, you better be able to bunt because you're gonna have to bunt at some point. That's just the way it is. And high school baseball, when you're talking about high school baseball, to defend a bunt, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defenders. And high school baseball, are you going to be able to execute? Where defense is key. Defense is what wins. You've seen it. At the youth level, you don't see a lot of bunting. But when you get into high school, a coach will do that. He'll put kids on trying to get a rally started. Mm-hmm. Are you going to get an error? Can that third baseman make that play? Is the pitcher getting over? Who's covering what side? And somebody usually, to be able to execute that at a high level consistently, can your defense do that? And this is why coaches bunt.
I have seen it where they have bunted and done it again right after that, and it be successful 2 times in a row. And you're like, that just happened. I mean, yeah.
Who would think we're talking about bunting on the Baseball Mom Show, huh? That's pretty good. That's pretty heady stuff.
Yeah. Well, my take on it is, I don't understand why. I would do, if I've ever coached, I would do whatever it took to win. And if that involves strategy, that's a strategic move, I think. And if that's going to get you a run across the plate, But I don't quite, maybe Brian, or why do people not like it or shy away from it or kind of make a joke about it? Like, why? Because you think.
Well, I think everything trickles down from Major League Baseball, from the top down. It's usually the case. The bunt went away, the home run, especially, after everybody stopped juicing. It's true. Put the syringes away and home runs went down. But through that time frame, it was long ball. The game changed. Everything was, take a walk, strike out, or hit a home run. And when you're in that scenario, bunting went away, speed went away, steals. And you can see that the rules they implemented the last couple of years was meant to try and bring that back. And you're seeing it. You're seeing guys bunt. You're seeing guys trying to lay. The shifts went away, and all that stuff. So it'll come back. And I think that's just the case. And then, do you have the 5-year-old? The biggest thing with 9, 10-year-olds, you want to teach them how to do it, and you want to try and do that.
Right.
But the tough thing is, I always think you got a 9-year-old throwing, and he's having a hard time throwing strikes. So that kid squares around and gets one in the beezer, and he's done playing baseball for the rest of his life too. So
good point.
I think there are certain things it's tough, and coaches make those decisions. It's tough because you don't want to get a little kid hit like that.
No.
And I remember it was an 8U team playing a 9U team. They got into a tournament. They were playing up. And this particular team had this kid at 9U, it's 46 feet, right?
Right.
And he is throwing smoke for a 9-year-old. I mean, smoke. And there was kids actually crying.
Oh, wow.
In the batter's box. Don't want to be there. That's how hard this kid was throwing at 9 years old. And so right there, you kind of like, well, that's just a little bit above their pay grade.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, that's an 8-year-old. Yeah. They're scared. These kids were scared. And, I mean, you don't see that often that way.
No.
But, so, okay, square around the bunt. That kid is
not happening.
It is not going to happen.
No. Golly, I didn't even think about that. I don't know that I've ever, that little.
Yes. And so, I think it's just one of those things. And, when they're little like that, get to 12, 13, 14, you really start teaching them to bunt and move. And you go through the exercise, I think, when they're young. I'm sure, your husband's done that, coaching and whatnot. You go through the exercise. But are you really calling for that much? And how many kids can control the bat that well at 9, 10, and 11?
Yeah.
I mean, you get to 12, 13, they start getting stronger and whatnot, controlling the bat, being able to move a little bit better, have an understanding of what they're trying to accomplish in the batter's box. I think that's...
that is.
So I think it's just understanding the ages and moving through and what you're trying to accomplish, helping develop the kids.
I like that.
You like that?
Good job, Brian. You're doing all right so far.
Here to help.
I mean, we know you're a rookie at this, so just follow our lead. All right, okay. Drew? Drew, what are you eating?
He's over there eating already?
Well,
my goodness, we're trying to do a show and he's over there eating.
No, I can't see what that is. M&M's?
No.
Just kidding.
Beef stick.
Oh, a beef stick. Oh, good. Yeah. Some protein.
She wants M&M's though.
Some protein.
I'll tell you what. Here's I got some questions.
Okay.
For the ladies. Now, we're going into the new year, right?
Yes.
And I want everybody to take a moment, reflect because you both have kids that are older, right? What will be some of the things that you will miss once it's kind of one of those things, right? Now, because your son's a junior this year, right?
Yeah.
Cooper is a junior, and your oldest boy is a senior?
No, so my oldest is actually a sophomore in college. Jace is a junior.
Is a junior.
Jace and then Jace are the same age, and then Reed is a freshman.
Okay, so now they're both in high school. What do you think, as you're going, what'd you miss about youth baseball when you're somewhere, and I mean, now that it's gone, really, the elementary, middle school, that's kind of gone. It's that transition kind of feeling, right?
It is. I think, are you talking about like when they're
Yeah, when
They're
they're
done
gone
playing
like that,
summer
and you
ball
kind of
and
look
they're
back, and now, as we're
all
talking to
you
other moms,
invested.
sometimes I tell people, oh, slow down. It goes fast enough, right?
Yes, it's very. I mean, I think about it often, like what happens like after next summer when our team's gonna be done. Like Russ is gonna stop coaching them, and
Is he really?
yeah, he is, and he said that he's just done after next summer, which I understand. He's invested so much in our kids, and but we can also play like with Premier through what's that league called? Is the college league the thing they play
The
at the rest?
PCSL?
Wait, Brian, I don't know what that means. What is it? What's the PCSL?
That's at Car Shield.
Yes, yes. So they talked about the teams. Some of the boys have talked about staying together and playing in that. But when it's over, I really think I'm going to miss the friendships and the traveling. I know some people don't like to travel. I like to travel, and our summers are, I feel like they're so full, but it's so much fun. It's almost like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
And I feel like, too, that it's almost the fear of the unknown. Like, it's always comfortable every year because this is what we do. This is what it is. And it's fun and it's exciting and you get your talent. But it's that, so what happens? Maybe Jace plays in college. But what if he doesn't? Because that could be a possibility. And it's that not knowing, like, when that last time of watching them play. And I think for me,
sad. I get emotional.
it does. For real, like it makes me very emotional, sad thinking about it. It's, been one of the greatest things to watch and be a part of. And I'm like, when that's done, it's so sad for me to think that's
because you won't, and let me ask you, how do you think, you've been around a lot of moms and stuff and families and whatnot. Do you think most people share those sentiments?
That's a good question.
I
don't
know.
quite know. Yeah, I think some moms would, but I think some moms are probably ready to move on.
Yes, I think it's odd sometimes when people are like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, like when the season's over. And I find that odd. They are thankful. They're like, oh my gosh, my weekends, finally have my weekends back, this, that. And I'm thinking, there is no place in the world I'd rather be. So it's odd to hear them say that. So for some people, I think it's okay. They do it because their kids like it. So they do it.
Sure.
But I don't know for them, it is as much of a love as it is for moms like Tiffany and I, where I truly live it and cherish every single moment of doing it. I think for some of them, they're just like, they'll be okay when it's, they'll be like, it was fun. I'm glad they did it, but they would be okay. Because even for me, though baseball is my favorite and I love it, I was a little sad, like with CYC, like Reed played basketball all the way through. And this will be the first year he chose not to try out. In high school, he just didn't want to. And I am already kind of sad seeing, I missed that even. And it wasn't even the same thing. It doesn't even compare.
Yeah.
And I still have a little sadness of missing that. So I can't even imagine when it's not even a candle. It doesn't hold a candle to what baseball does, what that's going to be like.
How is it for you? I mean, when your son stopped?
That's a good question. Because when Justin, after a certain point, I coached some teams that weren't my son's team, and he played for other coaches and whatnot. And I coached him one other time with a team once he got to high school.
Okay.
And that was fun. But, so it was kind of back and forth. I always kind of, I enjoy it. I enjoyed all of it. And it was interesting when he went to college because it's like, okay, well, that's hard because they just went to Texas and to play because it's, the beginning of the season. And so just waiting, looking, and you could follow it and whatnot. And those were interesting things. But, once it was done, you have good memories of it. And, I tried to just kind of let it be that. And, my wife and I, she was a baseball mom. My wife she's not a sports fanatic at all. She doesn't watch sports. She doesn't watch it with me. She'll leave the room. I go in the garage or something like that. That's it. If she would watch her son play, and that was it. She isn't a sports person. And to her, I think it was fine because she was tired of being nervous all the time watching him pitch and just pacing up and down.
A pitcher's mom.
And so that was always a tough thing for her. But, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching my son play, and it was a lot of fun. He's getting married in April.
Oh, nice.
So I'm very pleased for him. And, nice. It's kind of where it's at this point. It's been a long time because, he's grown away. I don't really actually remember a lot like that, from back there. And now what we do, it's just, it's kind of like just a continuation of.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We just kind of do what we do.
Of your passion.
And I didn't start it right after. These are all things that are born out of my passion for production and producing and creating. I love creating content, and always did then. And that's kind of what this is. Because I think people say, well, he just wanted something because no, it really wasn't.
No.
I went to school for.
Oh, did you?
Television, radio, communications. That's where I went. That's what I had.
Yeah.
And so I hadn't done it at this level. And I was like, well, I guess now's the time to try.
Do it.
That's so cool.
Right?
That's really cool.
So, but it was a natural kind of flow because I knew so many coaches, all the relationships. I'll tell you honestly, that's the biggest thing for me is the relationships that we had built over that time. The people we'd met, I know you guys have talked about that, with the moms and the people and the relationships. Yeah. And, I remember meeting Coach Perkins the first time when his twins played for me one fall on my Tigers team. We killed everybody. And Eric Webb was on that team. Drake Salzman, who was another Francis Howell kid. Eric Webb went to UCM, had a great career there. A lot of the kids I've seen, that we had a really dynamic team. It was a lot of fun. I tried to get Coach to keep the kids there, and he went on. It's fine. No hard feelings, Coach. But and one of the first people that I called when we started doing Youth Baseball Midwest was Coach Perkins, and I said, Coach, I'd love to come out, do some video as you're practicing, interview. And he goes, sure, come on. I was like, cool.
He's kind of like a staple, I feel like, on your show. That's awesome. I do like listening to him talk.
So, those are things that to me is what's always kind of stood out in my mind is now that we're doing this, it is those relationships that I built over the years that have really created this whole, Youth Baseball Midwest. So
something that sticks out to me too is I feel like Reed, maybe it was 8U, and it could have been the Woodlands. It was somewhere. We were out, and I remember there was a couple, they were older, and me being me, I went up and I was like, oh, who are you here to watch? Just went up to them to talk with them and see who they were there. And they're like, oh, we don't know anyone. They said, our kids are grown now, but we would spend every weekend at the ball field, and we missed it, and they lived close by that they're like, sometimes we just come when it's a nice day, sit, and they'll watch a tournament.
Cool. I love that.
And it was like, at the time I was like, that's so fun, and da-da-da. And it wasn't until recently that when I think back on that, and this conversation got me thinking about it, that it makes sense that like it's probably that yearning for it. Like it was so fun, and they're close, and so they just come watch it. And I was like, it makes so much sense because it's that feeling. And I was like, yes, cool. Of course. So I thought it was really awesome. And so they were just there to watch some kids have the time of their life playing baseball, but they weren't there for any, and it was really cool. And I was like, fun. I'm like, well, enjoy, glad,
Is that going to be you?
It could be me. Do not be surprised if I
Yeah.
to go and just watch.
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome if one of my boys, maybe all of them, get married, have kids, and maybe one, a baseball player that, even if it's just like you say, through, high school, whatever, it would be so fun to be a grandparent that goes to the ball fields and does
really
that.
cool.
That would be awesome. So
I love that.
yeah.
So the show turned to baseball grandma.
Yes.
Oh, baseball grandma. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Yeah, good idea.
I love it.
What about yourself?
What's that?
Same question.
Oh, about going. I love it. It reminds me of like For Love of the Game. Like you just love not the movie, but like you really out
Although
there.
it is a good movie.
It is I really love that movie. But like it's like you miss being around the game. I can totally see that happening, especially on. Yeah, I think that's terrific. We should try to go find them. Wait, how long ago was it?
It was a while because
It's
Reed's
been a minute.
15U and that was like 8U.
There
So
you go. All right. So now I get to ask you this. This is the last.
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
Yes.
Melville.
Yes.
What's the team look like this year?
Well, they got
what
the
do we got?
returning conference player of the year.
Oh,
I didn't point to you, Brian, so don't talk to me.
Simon didn't say you could talk.
I'm just giving Jason.
I'm taking over.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was hard because not last year, the year before. I always say it was the dream team or that magic because we didn't expect it to be nearly as fun and awesome as it was, because people have to remember that team, Jace was a freshman.
Yep.
Played varsity. And then, we had Colin Maloney and we had JT Toombs and Chase Algren. We had some of these kids that played.
Yeah, because you had over 20-some wins that year, too.
Yeah, we ended up, I think, broke a school record. Like we had 23-7 was our record. We ended up going in. We actually beat Seckman, which felt so good because they are the mouthiest, just trash talking.
They are
truly
good.
They are good, but they are annoying fans as it comes. And they were getting, like, when I say that you could see them sweating and they were just getting so worked up, could not believe little old Melville, there was no way they were going to beat them. And rookie boy, freshman Jason Mayberry got that last out with a diving catch. Tommy's mom was so mad. I don't know, Tommy's mom. And the only thing that she said was, "You're not going to beat Jackson." Well, maybe not, but we beat Seckman today.
Yeah.
So that season.
Which you didn't, because Jackson was on the way.
No, we didn't. But what I will say is,
no, I'm just saying it was a
magical season. It was really cool. And what people have to remember is we didn't have, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pitcher. We had 9 players on that team. And those were the same 9 players that
only had 9 total on the varsity squad?
That played the same positions and rotated. And Jay's played right field, but when he pitched, he came in, and Colin would play right field when he didn't. But then when DJ Bud would pitch, Jace would go to center. And that is what we did. And we prayed for no injuries. And we had a couple kids that would,
but Melville's a Class 6 school?
Yes, because we have so many kids, but they don't play baseball. They play soccer.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes it. I understand.
So we had 9 kids.
No
Now,
way.
we had probably 12 on the team, but we had 9 players.
You had 12 players, but
we had 9 kids
you had 9
that played,
kids that actually played.
that rotated positions, did not get hurt, and played that entire season.
That's really
and
impressive.
played. And it was a magical season. They did amazing, and it was fun. Now,
I know she wants to go back. I like
it was so
what
fun.
about coming up?
Coming up. So we only lost 2 seniors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Have to see, kind of wait and see.
Kind of wait and see.
I'm looking at this because I'm going through the St. Louis Suburban Conference.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Melville's in that. I think they're in the green, or is it the blue? I think it's green.
Yes.
With Fox.
It's usually Oakville.
Yeah, Oakville. Was it, what's the other one?
Northwest.
Yeah, Northwest, which is Cedar Hills, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Springs or, yes.
Mm-hmm. So you're in that area. Mm-hmm. You're in with that. So it'll be interesting.
It will.
See. We'll take a look. We
have some kids, we have some freshmen.
Fox should be pretty good again this year.
Yes. And we'll have some kids coming in as freshmen. I think more next year and the year after will be more to talk about.
Segment is going to be brutally tough.
They will be, but I think they'll be senior heavy, and then I think they will not.
Are they in your conference?
No, they're not in that one, but they are in the St. Louis Suburban, but it's a different division.
Oh, like the GAC has a different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that leads us to Francis Howell Central.
I mean, well, according to Cooper and his friends that play on the team, they're going to be good.
I love that. Yeah. I love that analysis.
And, Drew Weiss, I mean, they're best buddies, and they're always talking about how.
Yeah, Drew's full of confidence. I love that.
He is.
I love that about the kid.
I think that's good.
That is very good. Drew is very entertaining to have at my house because he gives me all the scoop on everything I want to know. Cooper doesn't say 2 words. But anyway, yes, he is.
And when they go over to Drew's house, Cooper's giving his mom that. It's just the opposite.
I'll have to ask. Yeah, I don't know if Jen gets anything out of Coop, but anyway, yeah, I think according to them, they're going to be able to compete. I sure hope so. They did really well last year, and I'm not even talking.
No,
they
were
because Cooper was hurt after the second game, but they were really fun to watch, and I think Coach Beckman does a lot of good things with the boys. I like we talked about in the last show, we put a premium on coaching. I'm big on coaches and investing, and we're very lucky. I think they do a good job, and I'm really excited. We live right across the street from Howell Central, so I'm always driving by their baseball field because they're tearing it up.
Getting turf.
So
getting turf at Francis Howell Central.
And Brian, the only thing Cooper came home about and told me, he's lefty, and the right field wall is like 20 feet, I guess, and the rest are, if I heard it right, all around is a little lower, but it's a short wall, and I'm like, you're gonna have to 20 feet. That's high, isn't it?
Elevate and celebrate.
No bunting. Rip it.
That's right. Kiss the guns.
Quincy.
Yeah, I talked about Quincy. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited to see the new field.
I'm gonna have to come watch a game.
Yeah, it'll be fun. How does because I'm not very well versed with this what's it called? The Suburban
St. Louis Suburban Conference.
Okay. I just found out, I always thought we were GAC Central because we're Francis Howell Central, but we're not.
No, you're in the South.
Just found that out on Thanksgiving dinner. Is the South the most competitive? Or are you allowed to say anything?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't know if it's the most competitive. It probably will be this year because Central's down a little bit because South lost every senior they had. And they were loaded. And they finished 4th last night at Ashland State.
Good, yeah.
East is going to be a little bit down. Washington, still young. So you've got...
what is that? Is that
that's the Central
Division?
Yeah. And so you got Timberland and North Point. And I think those are the 2 teams.
The 2 top.
Yeah.
Was Timberland and...
But in the South, Howell Central, Coach Beckman, we recorded his preview show already. So
you did?
I'm not going to say nothing yet.
Oh, no, you don't need to say
anything.
And
so those will be starting out in January.
Cool.
Who's the head coach at Melville?
Odie. Tim Odie.
Okay. I have to catch up with Coach Odie. But it's like those sides of it. The South is always brutal. I mean, I think Coach Beckman coaches well. He always gets those guys ready to play. They're young.
He does. Yeah.
Young team. They're younger again. It'll be. They got some good freshmen. So they're going to be good in a couple of years, probably next few years.
Yeah.
This year might be. It's going to be learning that process. Howell on paper
looks great.
Zumwalt West on paper.
Looks great.
Those are the two teams. Liberty is good.
They're new, right,
Liberty,
to our conference, right?
Liberty just got bumped up. Yep.
Was Timberland in our conference last year?
Timberland was, and so what happened was they do it by the enrollment.
Yeah. Okay.
So they flip flop. Although Liberty's been a Class 6 school for quite some time, I think Timberland may be at the bottom end. They're either I would imagine they're going to be a very close to Class 5 classification of 5, or stay in 6, just right at the bottom. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
On the suburban side, you've got that one color that's really going to, it's Eureka, Lafayette, Marquette. Who else is in that over there? Oh, geez.
Oh, that's opposite of Jenny.
Kirkwood's in it. And then you got the next one down, Seckman, Fox. These, there's just some Oakville. There's some really, really good baseball.
Interesting, yeah.
In this metro area.
Yes.
The MCC is brutally tough.
Yeah, they're good too. Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of baseball moms out rooting for their kids.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right?
Yeah.
To go make our rounds.
That's what we're going to talk about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, our show's been kind of long.
That's okay. I'm out.
Brian's on it. If you want me to put down Seckman, I will though. I do not like their I don't like their field.
You don't like their field?
No, and I don't like that little grandstand. They got that little cheap looking grandstand. But everywhere else there's no bleachers.
We're going to Seckman this year to live stream.
You are? Why?
Because they're one of the best teams
I always
in the
think
state.
never mind. I'm sorry, Jenny. I always think you're just around here, but you do go outside of St. Charles.
We're actually just so you ladies know, this is what we got going on. We're going to Blair Oaks for the opening week. That's March 26th. It's in the middle of the state.
Okay, interesting.
Blair Oaks High School. They are the reigning Class 4 state champions.
Okay,
Very good.
That's awesome.
Playing St. Francis Borgia.
I know where that is. Yeah,
And they're always a good squad. That's how we open. Then we'll roll back to this area, and we'll open the GAC at Somewhat West with Francis Howell and Somewhat West.
Is that like early in the season?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a good game.
Because the day before that, we're going to be in Kansas City, though, with Lee Summit West, one of the best teams in the state, taking on the defending Class 6 state champions, Blue Springs. So we'll be over there on Monday. We're coming back the next day. We'll be at Somewhat West. We got 2 really good opening acts here. And April 4th, before that, though, we're going to be at Baldwin. Rivalry game, Kirkwood and Webster Groves. Webster Groves finished second in Class 5.
Maybe Jackson didn't.
No.
Was it Fox that did? So there was an upset.
Fox beat Jackson.
Beat him, yes.
Yep, Fox did beat. I know. That was like, what just happened? And yes, it was a close ball. I think they beat them 2-1, something like that.
Yes.
It was close. So we're excited about this year, and that's why I'm looking forward to the winter workout tour with you ladies, and then some of the stuff. Hopefully, we're going to get out with Game 7. I know you're watching your own kids play baseball, so high school season a little tougher. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a little bit. It's like all week.
2 this year to try to.
Oh wow, that's hard, Jenny.
Oh,
yeah, you got
freshman ball.
Hopefully, they're all on the same team. They're both on the same team.
Well, no, probably not. Freshmen don't normally play varsity ball.
Brian, you're not a mom. I was just saying it would be easier on Jenny if they both played on the same team. Okay?
My bad. I'll be quiet now.
Just leave the mom stuff to us and you just go broadcast your games.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
We got you, Brian.
I can do that.
But you just never know.
I enjoyed this. This was fun.
So fun.
We should do it again.
Yes.
We'll let you third wheel anytime, Brian.
We'll do it next December.
All right.
Fine.
No, we're going to be doing it like...
retired then. No. We'll do it during the day.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's awesome.
We're going to see you ladies on January 7th at the Hitting Zone for the first leg of the winter workout.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Let's do
That'll
it.
be so much fun.
Okay.
I'm excited for that.
Whoop, whoop.
When does one more question? Does that go January, February?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It does?
Yeah.
We're going to roll all the way through to the end of February.
It's awesome. That is really cool that you do that.
We're going to be at...
Don't take me to Seckman because I ain't going there.
You never know.
Ouch. And I don't know why you should broadcast one of their games away. You're welcome. All right, we're going to wrap that up. Drew, cut it. Merry Christmas, everybody. And Happy New Year.